Hello everybody, it's jrobi. Thought I'd play a couple quick games of chess Saturday morning, and so we'll seek a game of 5 minutes, and then we'll go from there. So where am I here? Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's a new year. It's been busy. I passed through the holidays, visiting family, all that kind of stuff. So gotta get back and get focused here. So looks like we got the white pieces. So how this is going to work is I'm going to play until I lose two in a row. If I lose my first game, I definitely have to play another one. So going up against the Sicilian defense here, I think I'm just going to go with the King's Indian attack structure. And I've had okay results with this. Let's see here. I guess I'll just capture into the center. Center pawn for a center pawn. I got to be a little bit careful here how I develop the pieces. I need to open up some access here for some pieces. I think we'll push the pawn here to d3 and then maybe fianchetto the dark square bishop. You could try something like that. Of course, you can just push the pawn down and totally lock things up. The dark square bishop there. If he pushes the pawn, I'm going to pull it back, though. Pin that down for now. So he should castle here. Let's see if I can stimulate that pawn to come down here to d4. I'm expecting h6 sometime here for my opponent. Okay, so let's see here. Well, let's see. Push, takes. Can try that. If he brings the light square bishop back, I think I'll just go ahead and push the pawn up to g4. I'll pre-move the knight recapture here on f3. So I hope everybody's holidays was awesome. I know it's been a little bit past Christmas now and New Year's and all that kind of stuff, but January is one heck of a month. So I'm actually kind of glad January's over and get rocking into some other stuff here. Now, if he does push the pawn, I'm going to take the pawn here on b7, and that'll let me eyeball up the bishop here on e7 if he decides to capture the knight, or even bring the rook over to b8. So we'll see what he wants to do here. Yeah, there we go. So let him have the knight if he wants it. Take the dark square bishop. And we'll line up this pawn here on b1. And I'll take this knight. And then I'll take the pawn on a7. And then, well, let's see here. Probably mount an attack here on the c5 pawn. Bring the rook back to a3, put it here onto, I'll just take that. Okay, so now what do I need to do here? Let's see. He's eyeballing up that pawn, there's not much I can do about it. So, I got my kids making noise in the background. I'm going to get my king off of the back row, because I know he's going to come take this pawn. I don't want him to hit the check here. So we're going to do, we'll do this. I think I might have thrown throwing some positional advantage away there. I'll have to take a look at it after, but I think this will be a fair trade-off here because he's not going to be able to do much with this pawn in the short term. And if he moves up to attack this pawn, then I'll just take his. So the thing I have to be careful of is getting the king active, defending these pawns over here on the F, G, and H file. And somehow trying to keep control of things here. He needs to defend that pawn here for the short term. Okay, that wasn't very good. Alright. Well, let's see here. Well, we're going to have to play for time now. Free up my rook. Get the king under here. Open up d7. Start attacking that way. His rook can't really come in anywhere super awesome. So we'll do this. And if he tries to bring his rook in on a8, I should be able to hit a bunch of checks here and at least block the rook off. So I should be able to munch these pawns up. So it's not looking too bad. Opponent's got a minute left. I've got 2:34. And we'll go from there. So future videos, I'm thinking of doing a couple different things. I've got an idea for my standard time control games. I'm going to try that soon. I want to do a couple little things first, though. I want to come out with some tactics. I want to do some work on some end games and look at some master games. So that's definitely coming. I'm just kind of thinking of the exact format I want to use for it, and then I'm going to go from there. Okay, so what's he trying to do here? He is trying to, I don't know, I'm just going to take stuff. Because if he threatens a checkmate or something, I've got a whole bunch of repetitive checks here. Yeah, so he's thinking of bringing his rook in there. So now I can just hit some checks, burn down some of his clock. Or her clock, depending on if it's a girl or not. Now I can just scrunch up this pawn here. Sure, why not? Take the pawn. Got a pawn advantage, so I can press that. I'll just take away the option for him to move that pawn. There we go. Alright, so there's one game down. Let's play another one. I think I could just press seek here and we'll get right into it. Or maybe I'll take a look at that first. Yeah, let's take a look at that first. Okay, so I'm going to bump that up here. And we'll start analyzing that. Alright, so let's check out the opening. So yeah, the King's Indian's defense to the Sicilian, or not, it's King's Indian's defense, King's Indian attack to the Sicilian, I like to play once in a while. I also like to do the C3 Sicilian, which I'm going to be doing a video about soon. One of the things that I like about it is that it's not played tremendously often, so you kind of get out of the standard Sicilian book lines. And you know, I like to use the Sicilian defense as black, and you face the English attack quite frequently and things of that nature. But with the King's Indian setup, you kind of avoid that. So let's just see how I played here with the openings. So I'm just going to start old Rybka here. So Rybka liked the capture, which is good. Capture into the center. Opponent recaptures castles. The score's pretty even here. Rybka liked d4 immediately here. Let's just take a quick look at that. Let's see. Oh, I got to go into edit mode. So d4 immediately. and knight to f6 here. Okay, well, I guess so. Let's go back to what I played. d3, score is still fairly equal, almost dead equal actually. See, black's starting to get a little positional advantage. Took it away with the bishop there. Okay, let's just go up to the knight maneuver here and see if I was right about this move here. So, computer like our bishop takes f6. I played here. Okay, well, it wasn't a bad decision. It's pretty much dead equal. Like minus 0.01 is negligible. Computer captured knight, queen takes e7, queen captures, rook captures, pawn, rook over, and white's sitting at almost a half a pawn advantage. Okay, so that was good. So where did I mess up? So captures there, that didn't, that actually helped my position, which I thought it would at the time. Took the pawn, and here, king to f1. Okay, so Rybka wants to bring the king right into the action here, which probably would have been better, I guess. Let's see here, king to f1, c4, and then from here we don't capture, we play d4 and lock things down. Okay, that makes sense. So let's go back here. So I brought my rook down, score is still good, pretty much a full pawn in white's favor. Push the pawn here. Now that Rybka likes to capture, so I did. Now what would Rybka do here? This was kind of a confusing situation for me. c3, I guess the rook gets defending it, and maybe bring the king in, I guess. Let's take a look. So c3, and from here f5 is liked, and rook to b3. So there's the rook to b3 eventually. Rook takes, pawn takes, rook takes, rook takes. Okay, that's all right. So here I went down a pawn, and now black's got a substantial advantage. So let's see where black went wrong in crushing me, because he's pretty much 2-pawn advantage at this point. Should have just took that pawn, I guess, back here. Brought his king down. Okay, now it likes takes on f3, but my opponent brought the rook back, and that gave me some breathing room now. d1 check, king c4, king b1. Okay, so I caught the right move there. And here just traded it off. And this is pretty much completely one game because there's nothing he's going to be able to do in this position. Scores about a 3 to white, so that's good. All right, let's play another one here. So if I lose one, we're going to continue on, or I'll play another one. If I lose 2, that's it. I'm out of here. Got to do some shopping. Okay, let's play in the black pieces. Let's see, king's pawn, we'll play the Sicilian. Okay, let's play c5 to that. I'm going to fianchetto up here. Just basically playing some quick moves, save some time. Now how do I want to develop this? I'm going to lock things down, I think. Stonewall type position. Basically take one of these options away from the knight and thrusting down the e pawn from e4 to e5. And here, let's see, I don't want the knight there, so I'm going to kick that knight back. Then once the knight falls back there, I'm going to place my knight onto c6. And if he does bring his knight down to d5, which probably he eventually will, then I'll hit it with knight here. Okay, so I'm going to get ready to double up the attackers on this light square diagonal to h3. Okay. h5 with the pawn. Okay, I could really lock things up now if I wanted to. Let's see. I'll take, and I guess I could push the pawn up here. Alright, we'll try that. Gives a hole on f5 though. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But play the knight back here to h7. Push the pawn up to f6. Okay, now we're really locked up. This position isn't going very far here. I'm not worried about pushing the pawn up to h4. Let's see here. How can I make use of my knight now that it's completely gimped sitting here on h7? So knight to f8. G6 up here. Oh, well, either way, I've got to organize my pieces a bit. So I'm going to play rook up to f7, queen. Actually, we'll attack there. We'll stop that rook from influencing there for a little bit and prevent that knight from coming down. If it comes down, I'll just trade it off. Am I worried about that right now? No, I'm going to take that. Okay, now I'm going to get my knight out of here. Double up the rooks on the F file. And then maybe, just maybe, connect my rooks on H7 and H8. Somehow I got to get this dark square bishop figured out for that, though. Eventually he's going to push the pawn back because he's going to get frustrated here. Let's see here. I want to get the king in a better position. Like, he's safe, but I got to watch my time now too. He's got 30-second advantage on me for the clock. You know, I could also put the king onto e7. And then maybe to e6. And then put the knight up here. And if he takes, I can take there. I guess I'm not too sure. Okay, let's get our rooks into position here. Okay, so I'm just going to attack that light square bishop. Okay, just strengthen the position here. Now, however, I do have to worry about that. Attack that pawn. Just keep things nice and locked down. I need to make a quick transition here. To attack this weak pawn on h3. Do that. Okay, now things are starting to look a little different. So queen to f7, queen to g6, queen to h6, queen to h4 possibly. Oh, I just opened myself up to a tactic. I got to get out of that. I definitely got to get out of that. He could have taken the pawn here on g5. That's not good. Okay. So maybe what I'll try to do here is just liquidate a little bit of material. do that. Now I'm going to open up a possible tactic here, taking that with check. Oh no! I totally messed up. Okay, there's not much I can do here. Try to beat him on time. I'm going to offer him a draw. There's no way that either of us can break into the position. Oh, my kids are starting to get a little excitable there. Yeah, so there's not much he can do here. He can't access H8, so I'm not going to offer him a draw again, though. He'll have to offer me a draw because I got the time advantage, so I'll just take that. Gives me a pass pawn. What's he trying to do here? Actually, he can take that. He's really trying, though. I guess we'll do this. All right. Oh, he should have taken my bishop there. Okay, this is just totally bad. So go there, take that. Let's see if I can get a stalemate here. Nope. Well, he's got 27 seconds to finish me off. So this could be very well one of the losses here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there's one of the losses. I'm not even going to look at that. Well, yeah, you know what? I am going to look at that game. I want to see where I went wrong here. Let's see here. See what it says about this position here. By the way, hopefully you don't mind just kind of a free-flowing video. I like to look at the games, even the Blitz games, to see where I went wrong fundamentally. Like anything less than half a pawn, I'm not too concerned about. Like about here, minus 0.6, 0.58, it's still doable. You can still come back from that. I've seen it happen on many of occasions. So here's where it looks like I started to weaken my position quite a bit. Instead, Rybka liked knight to d4. So just getting the knight up here, putting on, I guess, a pretty decent square for jump points. But I didn't do that. But mind you, it didn't feel like it was like here. It's not a pawn advantage yet. Here, in fact, we're back to almost equality. Like, it was a good positional game, I thought. Let's see, the idea to get the king into a better position. Rybka seems to like that, favoring black a bit more now. There, not so much. Okay, so instead of the bishop move, Rybka liked knight to f4 here. And then let's see what would have happened. Let's just go into edit mode. So knight to f4, and it's not in white's best interest to take. Let's say white does take. Then we just take back with the g pawn, and we have a very nice pawn structure here and a pass pawn. So obviously that's not too great. But definitely didn't like that. So it's still not totally dead in the water. Knight comes up, trade. Yeah, white's almost a full pawn now in the position. And then it was kind of funny. Where did I make that mistake? Right. Like right there. Could he have taken? Let's see. Yeah, right here. GX, G5. Because I can't take back, so there's nothing I can do. The only thing I have is queen to E6 to give another defender to this pawn. So I missed that. So thankfully I was able to get out of that here. And the score is almost back to equality, 0.33 in white's favor. And then just after some positional jockeying, here I made a tactical mistake. I was thinking if the king was here, I could do that. Because, well, no, I couldn't even have done that. So I just made a tactical mistake here. I shouldn't have. Lost my rook. And now, of course, the game's over. There's no way he was going to take a draw in this position. As soon as he realized he couldn't use his rook, I like how he said, you know what, I'm going to mix things up here, bring the king in, change the pawn formation, so he created weaknesses that I couldn't compensate for. Because now his king can penetrate into the position, start attacking these backward pawns, and there's absolutely nothing I can do. I can put the bishop here, but really that's a lot of burden here to protect that pawn. And then of course the king can just mosey his way over and attack that pawn. And there's absolutely nothing I can do about that, which is what happened. So it was a really good example, I think, of let's just go back a little bit here before he did that pawn thrust. Here his king can't access anything. H4 is taken away, F4 is taken away, D4 is taken away, and then of course his pawns are all on the other square, so he can't get his king in. Dark square bishop can't access anywhere without sacrificing itself. So I think that was a very good move by pushing pawn to D4 in that position. Let's see what Rybka liked instead of that. Rybka liked king to E3, and then probably, well, let's just see. So king to E3, and then from here bishop to what's it saying? King to E7, E1. Okay, so yeah, it's starting to penetrate in here and shake things up. So I like that. That was a good play. Let's see if I captured with the right pawn. Yeah. But now it's pretty much over. So it was a good game, actually. I think I'm going to stop the video there, even though, well, let's see here. Yeah, I better. Got some stuff to do today, and I just wanted to get a video out, and so we had a win and a loss, and I think the loss was definitely helpful in terms of thinking about, the pawn formation and how it was locked down, how you can open and mix things up a little bit there. So take care. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we're going to be coming out with more videos on a regular basis, so hopefully you're looking forward to that, and I'm going to try that new format for standard time control games. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's coming, and I'm going to start to show the progress of my chess live through YouTube as opposed to playing and then going back and looking at the games after the fact. So that way I'm hoping that you're going to get double the benefit. You're going to get the game, you're going to get the post-game analysis, and everything's going to be in one video. And for me, that's going to be helpful because it's going to cut back on the time that it takes to make videos, and which should mean more videos in the future, which is what I'm trying to do here. And also, I've got to get back into focusing on my chess and how I'm progressing. I think that, for the amount of time that I've put into chess now, and granted the last year hasn't been as much study time as I would have liked. You got real life going on, got family stuff, all kinds of things, work and things of that nature. It would be nice to make a living from chess, but that's just not going to happen. So, I had to cut back a little bit to take care of some business, and I still got that business to take care of. But I'm trying to think of ways that I can short, cut down on making the actual videos so that it's more fluid. And then when I'm playing the standard time control games, working on my standard rating online, then we'll be able to follow that a lot easier. And there's a certain way that I want to do that. Like, I mean, sure, you could throw the whole game up there and then the whole analysis. That I don't even want to know how long of a video that would be, because I like to play longer time controls on standard time chess games, so like 30 minutes. But I've got some ideas, and I'm going to be busting that out here soon. After probably a couple warm-up videos, I want to look at a couple end game things, like I said, and a couple master games. So take care. Hope you enjoy the video. Hope you have a great weekend, and hope your Christmas and your New Year's was awesome. And we'll see you next time.